Yes.
Even you have never faced such a test.
Hey guys, it's Geek Squad. We're gonna do a video on 10 things that should happen in Star Wars Episode 8. Just so you know, this is our opinion. Hope you guys enjoy the video. At number 10, Star Wars The Force Awakens ended with a huge cliffhanger where Rey meets Luke Skywalker, whom we last see in Return of the Jedi. It will be great if Star Wars Episode 8 starts where Episode 7 ended. Up until now, all Star Wars movies had a time lapse in between them, so it will be really great if Episode 8 just picked off where Episode 7 started. It will also be nice to see Luke's reaction to Rey, to his old lightsaber, and to Han Solo's death. At number 9, we want to see more politics, and we want to know the state of the galaxy. For example, why did the Rebellion turn into the Resistance? Same things with the Empire, into the First Order. Why don't the Resistance and the Republic share the same name and are two different factions? Most people hated on the prequels because of the Senate scenes and too much politics, but they were actually genius because they had everything clear, what was the state of the galaxy and why they were at war. At number 8, The Force Awakens didn't have many new vehicles, only recycled ones. For instance, the Star Destroyer, the X-Wing Starfighter and the TIE Fighter. In Episode 8, we would like to see new vehicles designed only for Episode 8, not used before, or if they're already using the vehicles from the original trilogy, they should include the A-Wing Starfighter, the Y-Wing, the B-Wing, and the Q-Wing. Nah, just joking for that one.
Twins and B-Wings standing by. Y-Wings and A-Wings standing by. Reporting, Q-Wing, can you hear me?
We would also like to see the Resistance Warhammer. It's a ship from the unused concept art that can penetrate planet defenses, and it should be even bigger than a Star Destroyer. Speaking of the Star Destroyer, we'd really like to see a better look of him. In Episode 7, we didn't get much, and there wasn't a Star Destroyer fleet, which was really missing in the movie. So Episode 8, don't fail us. At number 7, we want to see new places of the unexplored Star Wars galaxy. We want to see new planets, new types of environments, and some of the unused concept art. For example, Darth Vader's castle where he used to live, or the underwater ruins of the Death Star with hidden secrets from the Emperor's throne room. But it wouldn't be too bad to see some places from the Old Republic. For example, Malachor, Korriban, Taris, Tython, or Ilum. Or maybe even Alderaan. Oops, too soon. And number 6, show us the training. We want to see Kylo Ren being trained by Supreme Leader Snoke, and we want to see Rey being trained by Luke, if that's even gonna happen. We haven't seen anything so far, and Kylo Ren is not much of a fighter. Rey is, kinda, but they should get better. The lightsaber combat wasn't that great in Star Wars Episode 7, so they're probably gonna improve in Star Wars Episode 8. If Kylo Ren in Episode 8 should decide to have another cross-guard lightsaber, they should make a fighting style that is unique to the lightsaber. At number 5, we want to see new characters that are not going to be underused. For example, like Captain Phasma was. She was in all Star Wars posters, but got too little screen time, so that kind of sucked. Or even Lor San Tekka, he was the guy at the beginning who got shot by Kylo Ren. Episode 8 is also screaming for a new Jedi other than Rey or Luke Skywalker, because we already have a lot of villains. For instance, the Knights of Ren, and the new villain that is going to be played by Benicio del Toro. One of the main characters that should be back is Lando Calrissian, because his best buddy died, and he has a lot of reason to be back. He was supposed to be in Episode 7, but they didn't cast him. If we're lucky, we're also going to see Boba Fett in Episode 8. And number 4, Yoda, Obi-Wan, and Anakin Skywalker should come back as Force ghosts to train Rey and give Luke Skywalker advice on how to train her and what to do next with his life. If they do this, it will be a really good feeling of the original trilogy coming back to us once again. We can partially be sure that Anakin Skywalker will be back, played by Hayden Christensen, because there was concept art of him for episode 7, but it didn't come through, so we can expect it for episode 8. We're really hyped to see him back and get a little bridge with the prequel trilogy.
And number 3, we don't want it to be a copy of episode 5, but something much more original. As we all know, episode 7 was a bit of a rip-off on episode 4, so we don't want that to happen. We want something different. They said it's gonna be dark, so we want something a bit more darker, with a plot twist and all, so that would be really great.
The dark side of the Force will probably be on a much larger scale, because if they said it's gonna be dark, we're expecting it to be dark. It'll be really nice if they include some new Force abilities we haven't seen before, especially from the dark side, because, as we said before, there are a lot of villains in the new and the upcoming Star Wars movies, like the Knights of Ren, which are not all accounted for, their leader, Kylo Ren, his master, Supreme Leader Snoke, which is said that he is extremely powerful and been there for a while, and the upcoming Benicio del Toro's character is also going to be a dark side user. And we hope he's going to be Ezra Bridger from Star Wars Rebels. We'll get into that soon.
And number 2, we have the Knights of Ren. Now, we don't know much about these guys. You know, how they function, how they were founded, why were they founded, who are they, and why does their leader have a lightsaber and they don't?
Were the Inquisitors the founders of the Knights of Ren when Vader and Darth Sidious fell at the Battle of Endor? Were Darth Maul and Ezra Bridger the creators of the Knights of Ren? We see in Star Wars Rebels Ezra wielding a crossguard lightsaber similar to Kylo Ren's. We hope that they will find a connection between Star Wars Rebels and Star Wars Episode 8.
And how did they replace the Sith and the Rule of Two? Star Wars Episode 7 gave us more questions than answers, which was probably intentional. And number 1, we finally have Kylo Ren versus Rey, when their training is finally complete, and we also want to see Luke Skywalker fight Supreme Leader Snoke. The reason for that is because we haven't seen a decent lightsaber fight in a very long time, plus it would be a really nice thing to see a green lightsaber.
It's not that we haven't seen awesome battles in Star Wars Rebels and the Clone Wars in the past years, but we're talking about the big screen here. The last time we saw one that was that good was in Star Wars Episode 3, Revenge of the Sith, Anakin Skywalker versus Obi-Wan Kenobi. So Episode 7 didn't really live up to that battle, and the hype was real, but it wasn't that full-on, lame moves and stuff, so we hope that Luke Skywalker and Supreme Leader Snoke are gonna hit it off in Episode 8 with new lightsaber combat moves, styles, new Force abilities, an epic soundtrack in the background, and an awesome battle. Okay guys, so these are the 10 things that we want to see in Star Wars Episode 8. We're not saying that this is all there is to it. There's probably much more that we don't know yet. And a lot more character development that we didn't mention. Like who's Rey, who's Finn, and stuff like that. Anyways guys, this is just our opinion on what we want to see the most. So we hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, like, comment, and subscribe.
And remember guys, God loves you, so do we. Keep doing what you're doing. Stay safe out there guys. May the Force be with you. And Geek Squad out.
This party's over.